Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. I wish I had never met some of those boys. Montrezl throws a cryptic parting shot at the Lakers. Trez Harrell and Lebrownies season together can hardly be a success. The Lakers were one of the front-running candidates for the unluckiest team in the league last season. Anthony Davis suffered a serious calf and minor Achilles injury, something that kept him out for most of the regular season. During this time, Lebrownies was heavily relied upon and even kept the team's head above water for quite some time. However, this meant that he had to keep ignoring the ankle injury he had picked up during the first game of the season, which of course was ultimately aggravated by a foul by the Hawks, Solomon Hill, resulting in the Kings suffering a high ankle sprain. Add to that all the turmoil within the team with regards to rotation and playing time, and you have a team destined to fall. Frankly, even AD hadn't been injured in the first round. It's still unlikely the team got past round 2 with that much doubt within the locker room. So, I think this is Montrezl talking about.
So it's part of the practice. I think it's going to be, constant battle every day. But it's going to be one of the right directions to push the group to get better. As far as my role, I've only had a chance to talk with Coach a little bit, but he's playing a 4 or 5 role. So like I said, man, I'm just looking to come in here, get better in my game, and do everything I can to help put this team in position to not only make the playoff but shock a whole lot of people. Because you can look at any conversation from anything that's happened throughout this trade process. Everybody feels like we're already out of the conversation. So each guy who's going to play where, I can only talk about me. Like I said, I think it's from the group that's guys ready to compete, ready to learn, ready to get better. So it's part of the practice. I think it's going to be constant battle every day, but it's going to be one of the right directions to pushing the group to get better. As far as my role, I've only had a chance to talk with Coach a little bit, but he's playing a 4 or 5 role. So like I said, man, I'm just looking to come in here, get better in my game, and do everything I can to help put this team in position to not only make the playoff but shock a whole lot of people. Because you can look at any conversation from anything that's happened throughout this trade process. Everybody feels like we're already out of the conversation. So each guy who's going to play where, I can only talk about me. Like I said, I think it's going to be the group that's guys ready to compete, ready to learn, ready to get better. So it's part of the practice. I think it's going to be constant battle.
So Montrezl basically talking about the new group he's with, but he doesn't have to deal with all that anymore. While he'll be playing for a smaller market in Washington, he will undoubtedly get more minutes than he did on the Lakers. While the player seems to appreciate the opportunity, he apparently isn't above throwing some parting shots at the team. He's always been known as one of the more emotional players in the NBA. He's one of those people that if you get along, he'll do anything for you. But if you have beef, he won't hesitate before saying what's on his mind. He registered an example of the letter category on his Instagram story. He basically said, finish up packing in LA was a fun run, meet some good people, and also meet people I shouldn't have ever knew. You lived and you learned, though. Next chapter of my story will be one for books. Yikes. Now, because he hasn't mentioned any names, we're simply left to speculate on who he has directed this towards. Our money is on Frank Vogel and maybe to a certain extent Rob Pelinka. There have been several reports that the former Clippers man was furious about his role with the team. The roster simply had too many centers in it. So even if he performed really well, there was no guarantee of consistent role for him. We believe this might have caused a rift between him and those individuals, something he took to heart. This is just speculation. So personally, I don't feel sorry for Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell is dumb. He's an idiot. He torpedoed the Clippers, and then he thought he was going to get playing time. No, LeBron used you. LeBron used you. He got in your head. When you signed with him, you posted that picture of Kawhi in the strip club, allegedly. Once you posted that picture, I know you and Lou Williams had something to do with it. That's why you guys are no longer on the team, and now Pat Bev is gone. All you guys were a unit, and you guys were working against Kawhi and Paul George. Your problem is, Montrez, if you would have stayed, you would have did better with the Clippers than the Lakers. And plus, not only that, if you would have gone to Charlotte and these other places, this is the ineptitude of Rich Paul. And a lot of you Lebrownie fans love Rich Paul. Like, for what? What has he done? Rich Paul has advised clients like Marcus Morris, Nerlens Noel, this guy Montrez to turn, and Draymond Green too, to turn down more money they could have got somewhere else to take less money. Draymond could have got $150 to $200 million contract if he'd have gone somewhere else. But no, he decided to stay in Golden State for $100 million, which is less than his value. Nerlens Noel could have had a 4-year deal for $70-some million. I believe that was with the Mavericks or somebody. Rich Paul advised him to turn that down. And then he took a lesser deal, and then when people were calling for him, nobody called. Even Brett Brown even told him that the Sixers have been trying to get in contact with him. And just like somebody said on Twitter, how are you trying to get in contact with Rich Paul when he just got Ben Simmons extended? So Rich Paul cares about the main clients. He don't care about the lower tier clients. Listen, let me tell you basketball fans this. Scottie Pippen and all these guys, I give Scottie Pippen a hard time because I believe Jordan made him more than he made Jordan. But Scottie Pippen's role was he played defense, and he could pass, he could handle the ball, he could score in the post as well as he could get to the basket. But Pippen was a 15 or 16 point player. He's not going to give you big time scoring outputs. That's why Tony Kukoc is in the Hall of Fame, because Kukoc would come in off the bench and would kill, scoring and shooting, hitting big shots after big shots. If it wasn't for Kukoc a lot of times, Pippen would have had a bad season. The MVP season y'all say he had, which he wasn't MVP, but you guys were hyping him up. But that's what I'm saying. Montrez, your problem is with Lebrownies. You know who did this. He don't want to say it because he knows if he says Lebrownies, he's blackballed. And we've seen this before when people have talked about Lebrownies, like his stepdad, Lambo. Remember, Lambo said, I got things I could put out against Lebrownies. He disappears. We haven't heard of him ever since. Cappy Pondexter came out about some allegations against LeBron. Boom, she's disappeared. Her page was taken down. So Lebrownies has power. The people who are in charge of him, his zaddies, they have power. And they're doing whatever they can to keep his image clean, because you dumb niggas don't understand that, in the words of what Kwame said, Lyndon B. Johnson said, we are going to pick your next leaders. That's what he said. That's what he said. But Montrez, you're an idiot. Yo dumb ass should have took the deal to play in Charlotte. Dude, you would have started in Charlotte and got paid way more money. Now you have devalued yourself. So the next contract you get is not even going to be near that price, because you devalued yourself. And honestly, him and Dennis Schroeder were the best players on the Lakers last year. Y'all could get mad and say I'm hating. I'm not. I watched every game. When Dennis Schroeder went down with an injury, LeBron lost like 4 or 5 straight games. He was looking terrible. When Dennis Schroeder came back, the team started picking up. And then when AD came, AD had one of the worst seasons that we've ever seen from him. Like seriously. Like we never seen this before from AD. AD had a terrible season. He came in out of shape. Draymond Green threw some shots at him from over there in Golden State, taking up for Lebrownies. Lebrownies told him to do it because we know everybody who's with Clutch Sports is Lebrownies' puppet. He got his hand up their ass. And we know it's the truth. But Montrez, you decided to take that. You decided to go to that area. You decided to do that. You decided to backstab your Clipper teammates. Do you know that's a reflection of your character? Other teams are not going to trust you like that because you backstabbed them. You backstabbed those guys that was in your locker room, and you have not showed any maturity. All you have shown is nothing but immaturity and shown nothing but crying all the time. Crying, crying, crying. So that's the problem. So the problem is we're living in this soft-ass era where people need to be led. I don't need to be led. I'm my own motherfucking leader. I don't need a person to tell me who's great or who's not. I don't need somebody on the talk show or news to tell me what the news is when I can look up the news myself and do research. So, you know, this is the thing. Now, do I wish him success? Yeah, I wish Montrezl success. So that's the thing. Montrezl Harrell, you got played. I don't blame LeBron for this. I blame you grown ass men for deciding to listen to them. You guys are men, but it looks like you're not. You guys will let your agent talk you out of all this money. Rich Paul has manipulated the system along with Lebrownies. They have manipulated the NBA for years. Now, all of a sudden, you got this guy in Adam Silver trying to say, well, we're going to try to limit the super teams. Motherfucker, you're the one who allowed these super teams to happen because your boyfriend allegedly was getting whoever he wanted. Now, I'm going to state this on record for you punk-ass fans who come to my page trolling. I have no problem with LeBron stacking his teams. I never had a problem with it because what's the point? The point is to win a championship. If I had the power LeBron had, I'm going to use it. So I don't get mad at that. But I just tell the truth. The guy is not a good basketball player. He's very average. But am I jealous of the power he has? No, I applaud it. Because that's the power he has. He can do whatever he wants. But you guys, the same level of love you give him when he fucks up, you guys don't give that blame to him. When he's had the most power of any superstar in history. You guys get mad when we point that out. You guys get upset about it. LeBron James' first 8 seasons, I used to tell people. No, after his first 2 seasons, people were trying to say he's better than Kobe. This nigga Mike Brown I grew up with. I told Mike Brown, nigga, how is he better than Kobe, nigga? He ain't done shit yet. See, this is the mind frame that we live in. We're prisoners of the moment. Just because Pat Poose may spit a raw verse today, I would never put Pat Poose as the greatest artist or MC of all time. He's not. But if we're talking about just spitting and freestyling, yeah, I would give it to him. He's one of the best. But he has something to show. He has something to show why he is, because he has what we call body of work. He continues to get better and better each time he's spitting. So that's the thing I'm trying to tell you. You guys live for that. I look at the whole body of work. I don't look at because you had 2 good seasons, but then you got 10 other seasons where you really was average at best and up and down. I'm not finna give you that you're the best. Michael Jordan, as much as I don't like him, I hate Michael Jordan. I cannot stand that bald-headed fuck. But Michael Jordan can always be called the GOAT or called one of the greatest or whatever. I have respect for his game on the court. But as far as his play and everything, I just don't think he was the best. To me, I think Akeem Olajuwon was more skilled than Mike. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. You can either agree or disagree. That's cool. I don't give a shit. But the thing is, stop coming to my videos when it's just talking about LeBron, when you guys don't talk about the other stuff I put out there. Like, let me tell you LeBron fans this. There's a story called Throwing a Killer Party. You guys don't go over there. Escobar season is here talking about Nas making some big moves. Y'all not talking about that. I talk about Jamal Charlo. Y'all don't talk about that. I talk about other things. I don't just talk about LeBron or Rich Paul on my page and people say, oh, you're hating. How am I hating? I don't talk about this motherfucker. You guys see me put a video up about him once in a while and y'all want to say that's all I talk about. That's why I call y'all the Lebrownie throat babies. This is to you. This video is for you. Now, Montrezl was sending a shot at Lebrownies. We know who he was talking about. They trying to say, well, he was talking to Frank Vogel and everything. What is Frank Vogel isn't in charge of nothing but the minutes. The personnel is who LeBron wants. LeBron picks who he wants and who he doesn't want. Then you botched Dennis Schroeder deal, allegedly. You botched his shit. Don't worry. You're going to get exposed one day. And when it happens, I'm going to be there laughing. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you can donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you all for listening and continuing to support the page, man. Like, straight up. You guys have been a big help. I know you guys aren't getting notifications, but there's nothing I could do. YouTube is against me. Like I said, they stopped me from, how do I say? They stopped me from premiering my videos. I can't even premiere my videos no more, but you guys still find the videos. Y'all still come to the page and support, man. Like, straight up. I really appreciate y'all. Like, without you guys, this thing's not moving. This isn't moving at all. So thank you for listening, man, and we are out. Deezy.